All right. Please welcome to the stage Miss Loomer.
Yay! Woo! Yay, Laura! Yay!
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming out. It's a pleasure to be here today, and thank you so much to Jay and the Indian River County Republican Party for inviting me to come speak to all of you. My name is Loomer. I'm a conservative investigative journalist and also the Republican congressional candidate in Florida's 21st Congressional District in Palm Beach County. I ran for Congress last election cycle in the 2019-2020 years, and I ended up getting 40% of the vote, but what was historical about my congressional campaign is that it was the first deplatformed campaign in United States history.
That's right.
And with my congressional campaign, I became the first deplatformed candidate in United States American history. You're probably wondering, what does that mean? Well, what it means is that I was the first candidate ever to be completely banned and shut down on all social media. And so I was inspired to run for Congress to address the issue of big tech, social media, and censorship, which I've been exposing for years as an investigative journalist. And I am the most banned, censored person, not only in the country, but in the entire world. I'm literally shut down on every single site, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, right? I'm not even allowed to order food delivery, Chase Bank online, PayPal, Venmo, GoFundMe, right? The list goes, we'd be here all day if I told you everything, right? But,
I don't know how she lives.
But I was inspired to run for Congress because I started thinking to myself, you know, this is an egregious assault on our First Amendment rights, okay? And the First Amendment is what separates us from every other country in the world. It's the bedrock of our society, the bedrock of our constitutional republic, and it really is what makes us the greatest country in the world when you think about it.
Yes, it is. That's right.
And it's the First Amendment that draws people from all around the world, from persecuted nations, from third world countries, from wherever people are trying to come into America or have for generations tried to come into America. It's because, you know, they are silenced. They are silenced and oppressed. And here, up until now, right, at least I grew up, and you grew up, and you probably raised your children to grow up to believe that here in the United States of America, you can say what you want, you can do what you want, you can believe what you want, you can vote for who you want, because that's the American dream. And it's not until recently, over the last 2 years, that all of those things have been really just jeopardized. But it hasn't just been the last 2 years. This has been a systemic effort by the radical left, by big tech, by the Democrat Party in this coordinated effort to strip you of your voice and to silence you. And make no mistake about it, big tech, social media censorship is the most important issue facing not only our country right now, but the entire world.
That's right.
And if we do not rein big tech in, and if we do not find a solution to address big tech tyranny, there will never be a Republican elected to office in any position ever again in this country.
That's right.
Mark my word.
That's right.
And I'm here to tell you, because it happened to me. It happened to me. I ran for Congress, and I'll break it down for you so you can see what every single candidate is going to be subjected to this year. Because really my campaign was the blueprint for all of this. I filed to run in August of 2019, and when I filed to run, I said that my number one campaign platform issue was addressing big tech censorship. And when I announced my campaign, I was laughed at, I was mocked. I was mocked by Republicans and Democrats who told me that I couldn't run a campaign while being banned on social media.
They made it hard for her.
They told me there's no way in hell that you'll ever be able to win an election, you'll never be able to raise a dime, you'll never be able to do anything while being banned on social media. And so I said, watch me, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And
that's right.
Probably the most aggressive grassroots congressional campaign, first-time campaign in the nation. And not only did we raise more than a dime, but we raised $2.5 million in grassroots donations from patriots like you in all 50 states. Small dollar donations, zero PAC money, with an average donation of $50 from people in all America First patriots who are wanting to send a message to big tech that it's the American people who will choose election winners and losers, not big tech, not the Democrat Party, not George Soros, and none of these people who think that they can use algorithms to rig and steal our elections.
That's right. That's right.
And so I just wanted to play a video for you really quick because I think it's really important for you to see. This is something that I did in 2018 while I was doing a lot of my investigative journalism or my Loomer videos, as many of you have probably
Loomer
seen
videos
them.
are good.
But it's important for the discussion you're having now because, you know, it's easy to just blame the radical left, right? And it's easy to just say, oh, well, these Democrats, they're partnering with big tech to silence us. But it takes two to tango. And I'll tell you right now, the Republicans are almost a bigger problem, in my opinion, these rhinos, than a lot of these people in the Democrat Party, because I don't know about you, but I'd rather see an enemy out in the open than a snake slithering in the grass.
That's right. That's right.
And Sheryl Sandberg and Bill Gates tyrants, because that's exactly what they are. They are big tech tyrants, okay?
Yes, they are.
And they are silencing you, they are silencing me, they are silencing the president, and they are going to silence everybody who gets in their way of them implementing their technocracy. And make no mistake about it, okay? What you just witnessed with the stealing of the election and this new global reset that they're talking about is big tech implementing their global technocracy. So while 40 million Americans filed for unemployment during COVID, which is an exaggerated flu, let's be honest, okay?
That's right. That's right.
I don't know why more
You tell them.
stand up and say a 99.7% recovery. I've probably had bouts of food poisoning that are worse than COVID.
That's right. You tell them, Laura.
Okay? Well, 40 million Americans filed for unemployment and had their businesses destroyed and lost their livelihoods, and their kids are out of school, okay? The big tech social media companies and the CEOs of these companies made over $1 trillion. So while
That's right, they did.
Screwed, okay, and your businesses were destroyed, people like Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey and Sundar Pichai got $1 trillion richer.
That's right.
And what does this mean? You know, I'm not against people making money. I support capitalism. I have no problem with, you know, people accumulating wealth in this country. But when you have a $21 trillion economy like the United States of America, and the big tech social media companies which have sold us out to China, which are hiring over 75% of their employees, H-1B visa workers from hostile nations like China, where they have communism, places like Saudi Arabia, where they have Sharia law, and those people are deciding what you and I can and can't say online. I'm sorry, but I don't want somebody who follows Islamic blasphemy laws or Chinese communism deciding what I can and can't say about
That's right.
what I can and can't say about my political
That's right. That's right.
America first.
That's right.
And these companies, I think it's an absolute abomination that these are American companies. Let's have a conversation about the American companies that control what you and I see, when we see it, the flow of information, the distribution of information, disproportionately hiring hostile foreigners who are now interfering in our election. This is criminal election interference. And when I get elected to Congress, not only am I going to work to break up big tech, but I am going to encourage the United States Justice Department to bring criminal charges against our
Yes. Yes.
criminal election.
Yes. 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 Laura. Laura.
You know, you'll always see Nancy Pelosi say, no one's above the law, right? Well, no one's above the law unless you're a Democrat.
That's right.
What happens if you lie to Congress? Do any of you know what the crime is, what it's called when you lie to Congress?
Yeah.
Perjury.
Perjury.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why is it that somebody like you or I, or any other everyday American, we go to prison You lie to Congress, you go to prison.
That's right.
But Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg and Sundar Pichai and all these big tech social media executives, they just get to go to Congress and testify. How many more hearings are we going to have before people start going to prison? We don't need any more hearings.
That's
I
right.
don't need any more go along to get along, nice rhino Republicans writing letters while these big tech social media executives keep on censoring and silencing Americans and stealing our elections.
That's right. That's right.
Time to lock them up. Time to
Lock them up. 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 Lock them up.
You're right. We do need to lock them up. And, you know, look, I'll tell you a story from my congressional campaign just so that you can see how deep the swamp runs, okay? So when I won my primary, okay, I was endorsed by President Trump. I had the honor of President Trump voting for me because District 21 is home to President Donald Trump. And, you know, the censorship isn't just on social media. The censorship is also concerning the payment processors and the banks and, you know, it's
That's right.
much greater
It goes
than just
deep.
the censorship by Facebook and Twitter. And so why do I bring this up? Because I'm sure, you know, we all love Governor Ron DeSantis here, okay?
That's right.
And as was previously mentioned by the other speakers, recently Governor DeSantis came to Palm Beach where he had a press conference to roll out his election integrity initiatives. And while he was talking about this, he had a guy, a state representative by the name of Blaise Ngoglia, come with him. And Governor Ron DeSantis appointed this guy to basically oversee the tech bill. How many of you have heard about Governor DeSantis' big tech social media bill?
Yeah.
Right? Well, it sounds good. It sounds good, and I applaud the governor for trying to take the first step in implementing a piece of legislation to address censorship. But the focus of the bill was supposed to protect candidates from being deplatformed in the state of Florida. And so given that this is my wheelhouse, I examined the bill, I analyzed the bill, and what I found is that the bill is not actually going to protect candidates in Florida at all. The bill would only protect statewide candidates, which are, you know, statewide positions and senator positions. But, you know, we now have President Donald Trump as a resident of Florida. It's great. He's the first United States president to be from the great state of Florida.
Right.
And how many of you saw his speech at CPAC in Orlando, Florida, where he
Yes.
said that maybe he'll run and win again for a third time?
That's right.
Well, look, if Donald Trump decides to run for president, okay, he would still be a Florida candidate in the sense that his candidacy would be originating out of the state of Florida. And the current definition within the tech bill doesn't protect Donald Trump. And so if Donald Trump decides to run, he will not be protected by this legislation. I am currently not protected by this legislation, despite the fact that I am the only deplatformed candidate in the state of Florida, and I have since filed to run again for 2022. And I'm running again.
That's right.
2021 against Lois Frankel. And so over the last 2 months, I've been taking a lot of trips to Tallahassee to speak with Republican lawmakers about amending this bill. And, you know, we find it absolutely necessary, not only for the sake of strengthening our election integrity, but also ensuring that Floridians are protected from financial blacklisting and debanking and social media censorship. Because like I said, if the big tech social media companies are not held accountable, no Republican will ever win again. And, you know, it may seem like Governor DeSantis is a popular governor. He is. He is certainly the most popular governor in the entire country, and I think he's doing a fabulous job. But he only won by about 33,000 votes. So let's not get ahead of ourselves in thinking that just because Governor DeSantis is popular that he is going to win his election in a landslide.
right.
I'm here to tell you that big tech can and will easily sway 33,000 plus votes and steal this election so that we have
That's
a
right.
like Andrew Gillum serving as our governor.
No
Unless
way.
the big tech social media bill is amended and passed by Governor Ron DeSantis. And so there's only about 5 days left. There's only about 5 days left in the legislative session, and so
Gotta
it's
call
pressing.
them.
You need to call the senators.
Gotta
you need
call
to
the
call your
senators.
representatives in Florida and let them know
right.
that the bill needs to pass, but only with the amendments. Because I'm sure you saw a week ago, they're trying to shut down Governor DeSantis on YouTube. They're shutting him down on Twitter. And just like I predicted in that video, that was from 2018. You heard what I said. The Democrats are shadow banning and censoring conservatives, and they
Yes,
are
they
going
are.
to steal the election.
Yes, they are.
Fast forward 2 years and everything I said came true. And I'm here to tell you today that if this bill is not amended and strengthened, they will steal the election, and Governor DeSantis is at risk of losing his election. And we don't want that to happen because he's a great governor and we want to keep Florida red and we want to elect a lot more conservatives and Republican candidates in the state of Florida. But that's why I'm saying voter integrity and big tech social media censorship are one and the same issue, because when you look
That's
at the
fine.
people who are financing the voter fraud,
That's
in
okay, you had
states
to
like
ask.
Georgia,
It's all
right,
good.
with these ballot drop boxes where they had all the mail-in ballot fraud, it's people like Mark Zuckerberg. How many of you knew that Mark Zuckerberg gave a $400 million donation to fund election efforts in swing states?
Yes,
Where do you
he
think the money
did.
went? It went to fund Democrats, of course, right?
That's
And
right.
litigation has since been filed, and so this is why I have filed to run for Congress again, because over my dead body, will I ever allow what has happened to me and the persecution that I've been subjected to by the big tech social media companies to happen to you. And that's why I'm gonna win this time, and I'm gonna get elected to Congress